Today we're fixing this LG dishwasher. It keeps coming up with an LE error code right here. And before it was doing that, it was very loud when it was doing its cycle. And I think it's all related to the pump in the bottom. So we're going to take that out and replace it with one I bought on Amazon. What you need to do is take out your racks and set them aside. Next, because mine didn't drain, there's standing water there in the bottom, I'm going to get a shop vac, wet vac, and suck it out. If you don't have that, you can use towels, whatever you can come up with. Another thing you want to do during this repair is shut off the breaker for the circuit that this dishwasher is on, just to make sure you don't get shocked. Next, you're going to get in here. There's a Phillips head here and here that we're going to get to take this arm off. Forgot to video, but there's also one screw right here before we take this arm off. So the one screw holding this arm down, take that off. Next, we have to take out this upper spray arm to get that out of the way. It's just clipped on and should pull right off. If you have trouble with these clips, you can use a flathead screwdriver to try to pry it out, make itself even easier. Then you just pull this to the left and it pulls right out. Another important piece, need to take off this bottom part so that we can disconnect the wires. Your dishwasher will probably not come all the way out until you disconnect the wires, so we gotta do that. So we have to take this cover off, which is probably held on by one screw right here. And then again, make sure the breaker is off before you disconnect this. So just untwist these wire nuts, and then we should be able to pull it out. Oh, unless this is not long enough. If your water line is not long enough to pull it out while it's connected, you're gonna have to disconnect that right here as well. Next, we're gonna lay this on the side. I put a towel down to try to catch any water that might leak out, and we're gonna tip it over so we can get to the bottom stuff. We're gonna disconnect all these electrical pieces that are on this circle part that we are replacing. And you might wanna take a picture, just make sure that everything goes back where it's supposed to, but it should all only plug into the one that it goes to, so it shouldn't be too bad. Maybe take a picture of this up here to make sure you get black and red correct. And I believe most of this is just going to get thrown away depending on the part that you got. If you only bought this part, then you got to keep all that stuff, but my new part comes with pretty much everything, because I wanted this piece this new seal right here, just to make sure that everything gets fixed how it's supposed to. But you might have only bought this piece. So if that's the case, then you don't have to disconnect everything. You just need to do this part. Okay, and we have 3 hoses we have to take off. We got one, the drain over there, and over here all you do is squeeze the things, scooch it down, or just pull it off with the squeezed. Then we're going to move over to these, the Phillips screws right here, and remove those. Next, we're going to remove this piece just to make it easier to push this through the center, because after you remove these, this just can push in. Oh, never mind. We're not going to remove that. We're just going to push it in. Now, when we lift it up, or, you know what, we can leave it right on the side, open this, pull that out, and put the new one in, and not have to mess with the rest of it. So the first time I put this in, I actually didn't get this sealed perfectly pushed down, and it leaked. So the second time I did it, I covered the inside rim here with soap, and then I covered the seal with soap, just Dawn dish soap, and it pushed right in, and I've had no problem since then. So when you're pushing your seal in, I would definitely recommend putting some soap on it to make sure that if this is not all the way flat, all the way around, you will have a leak. So make sure that you get that put in properly. All right, once you get it seated, you want to put these screws back in and make sure that it's all the way in. It can be kind of difficult. It's easier with 2 people, with somebody inside the dishwasher pushing on it and then somebody out here putting these screws in. And then once you have these 2 screws in, then go in the dishwasher and just run your finger around the seal and push it in until it makes it feel all flat and smooth, so you know you got a good seal. Then you're just gonna get these pieces all back on. Also need to hook your hoses back up. This one here, this guy here, and that one down there. And they're all right where they should be, so it should be easy to remember where they were. Once you got everything put back in and whatever, then you're just gonna put all these pieces back in the way you got them out, and you should be good to go.